There is a wake-up call here, and there is a lesson to be learned. There's a reality that has existed for a long time that we have been blind to, and that is climate change, extreme weather, call it what you will, and our vulnerability to it. It was true 10 years ago, it was true 5 years ago, it is undeniable today. Once you accept that reality, that this could happen again, $33 billion, loss of life, weeks of inconvenience, weeks with the city paralyzed. The question is, how do you do your best to make sure it doesn't happen again or reduce the damage if it does? Climate change is a reality. We can have a great political argument about the causes. I want to pass that step. That political argument has gridlocked us from moving forward for too long. It's undeniable, but that the frequency of extreme weather conditions is up. And we're going to have to learn from that. And that's going to be the next chapter of this situation. We're going to get through the emergency. We're going to get through the immediacy. And then we have to start to ask some tough questions and work our way through it. First question is going to be, what should we rebuild, where, and how? Maybe Mother Nature is telling us something. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. There are places that are going to be victimized by storms. We know that now. Well, what is the technology? What is the construction technique to build in those areas? Other parts of the country that have higher frequency of floods and storms, they build differently. I've seen it myself when I was at HUD. There's just different construction techniques in different parts of the country. That's something we're going to have to consider here. Where we rebuild and where we don't rebuild is going to be something that we look at. The overall vulnerability of this region to floods and storms. When we designed and built New York, we did not think of floods and storms because we didn't have them. Though they happened in other parts of the country. We didn't have hurricanes and we didn't have floods. So we built the New York that we now have. What made Manhattan Manhattan was not just what we built up, but what we built down. It wasn't just the high rises. It was the infrastructure under the city, 15, 20 stories below the surface. That's where the subway tunnels are and the water tunnels and the electric tunnels. Brilliant engineering masterpiece, yes. But if Manhattan floods, you then fill up that infrastructure. And as we learned the hard way, we don't even have a way to pump out all that water once you flood that infrastructure. So it's going to be a rethinking, redesign of how we protect this metropolitan area from this increased frequency.